let's talk about this concept, conjugate. Conjugate. So this number and this number, can you look at them? They look similar, yeah? The only difference is this sign here. This is plus and this is what?
Minus.
Minus. They are conjugate. Each one of them is a conjugate to the other. Okay? They are related, conjugate. For example, this one, 2 plus square root of x. The conjugate of this one is 2 minus square root of x. Can you see? They are conjugate. We can say this is conjugate to this one and vice versa. 2 plus square root of x is conjugate to 2 minus square root of x. Here, it's better to take it after you switch. You need to switch here, commutative property, okay? And then take your conjugate. Can you see this plus becomes what?
Minus.
Minus. Here, can you see this one? The conjugate, just change this sign. And that's it. This is conjugate. Now, this is for you. As I can see, alaikum salam. This is already done. MashaAllah. Well done. This is correct. This is, it's better if you switch it before you do the conjugate. Can you switch this? This is exactly 3 plus square root of 3, and then you take a conjugate 3 minus. Without minus on 3. Yes. Okay. And this one done. Very simple. Our lesson is not actually about this. It's about using it. I need to remind you of this property in fractions. These two fractions are equivalent, or we can say equal. For example, 2 over 3 is equal to 2 times anything, let's say times 6, over 3 times 6. And also 12 over 25 and 22. We can put it equals to divide by 2. So you get 6 over 11. Can you see that? You know this already. So I'm showing it here. You can multiply both numerator and denominator by the same value. The two fractions are equivalent. But in this lesson, we're going to use this property to simplify. To simplify a fraction with irrational number in the denominator. We're going to do what we call rationalizing the denominator. This is what we call a denominator. If there is irrational number, we can eliminate it by using this fact. Multiply, which is exactly this. Multiply both numerator and denominator by square root of b. When you multiply square root of b times square root of b equals b. You know that, yeah? Square root of 2 times square root of 2 equals what? 2. Because it's square root of 2 square, yeah? The square root of 2 square is what? 2. So this is going to help us to eliminate the irrational value. Can you see now? So we can use here. Can you please type instead of writing with your handwriting? So multiply by square root of 3 and then 2 square root of 3 is 2. Multiply them, you get 3. You can type here as well. This is you rationalize. Whenever you have square root, just multiply. Numerator, denominator by the same value. Is that clear? This is just to train you. These are easy questions to rationalize a fraction with a single square root. In the next slide, we see more complicated numbers in the denominator. Yes, well done. This is correct. Now you have to simplify. 8 over 2 is 4. Go to the next slide, okay? In the next slide, you're going to get something like this, 1 over 3 plus square root of 2, for example. How to simplify this? To simplify this, we use the fact that when you multiply a number by its conjugate, you eliminate the irrational value. For example, by the time this loads, I'm going to explain. For example, if I say 3 plus square root of 2, and I multiply it by 3 minus square root of 2, which is the conjugate, okay, what do you get? you get, what do you get?
3 square, صح؟
3 squared
و 3 square root of 2
plus 3 square root of 2 or minus 3 square root of 2. And then if you put plus 3 square root of 2, that means you multiply this. If you do minus square root of 2 with 3, you get minus 3 square root of 2. And then you multiply this minus square root with this plus square root,
2.
you get minus square root of 2 squared. Yeah? Can you see that these two they cancel?
Yeah.
When you get this square, minus 2. Next time, you don't do it this way. Next time, you use the fact that a minus b times a plus b equals what? You remember the identity? This is an identity. In polynomials, we thought this, maybe you forgot it.
A square
A square minus
minus
b square. So you have to use this instead. So it's going to save a lot of time. For example, if I have square root of 2 minus square root of 3 and multiplied by square root of 2 plus square root of 3, what do I get? This looks like a minus b times a plus b.
square root of 2 squared
Yeah,
minus square root of 3 squared,
which is,
2 minus 3,
which is,
negative 1.
can you see? This is how you do it. Whenever you have a number and a conjugate, use difference of squares. You have to just use the fact that if you multiply this fraction by the conjugate 2 minus square root of 3 up and down, these two are equivalent. Yeah, because you multiply up and down with the same value. And now I multiply this, I get 1 times 2 minus square root of 3, which is 2 minus square root of 3, over, and here I told you what to do, difference of squares. So 2 squared minus square root of 3 squared. And then 2 minus square root of 3, we have got nothing to do there. You cannot simplify it. This one is 4 minus what? Square root of 3 squares? 3. 4 minus 3 is what? 1. So you get 2 minus square root of 3 over 1, which is exactly 2 minus square root of 3. And we have simplified with no irrational numbers in the denominator. Any questions?